how to deal with physical health problems or pain. When that is the case, it's so difficult for me to not be totally identified with this body, with the hope that it will be better soon, which can be very stressful when it's not getting better. With love, Regine. Dear Lisa, how to deal with physical pain? Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, I really hear that. I really hear that, and that's really valid, and we could stop there. You're just expressing how you feel, and and it could just be heard, like I hear you, and that can be healing in itself. Like I hear that dealing with physical pain is really difficult, and I can imagine that's the case, and especially not knowing if it's going to get better. You can use it, so if I elaborate on that, as an opportunity to dive deeper, because every one of us is going to die. And physical pain is our reminder of that. And death is okay. Our society is always telling us death is not okay, it's our enemy. I mean, just look at everything that's happening in society at the moment. But it is actually okay, because it's emerging back into total oneness. It is total oneness in life, but you're apparently separate. There's apparent identification happening, apparent looking through this body, but this is like emerging back in totally to that oneness. Death is okay. Death is okay. So it's okay to die. So I'm not saying that you're going to die, Regine. I'm just saying that could be a reflection. And then looking at the fears that come up. However, if trauma begins to come up, then I would go to someone who works with trauma, because it's very tricky trauma and it's difficult to work with by yourself. So I'd go to somebody that's experienced in that. But if you're not like traumatized by your illness, then you can use it as a meditation to go deeper. It's okay to die. I can't really relate to your experience because this body has been healthy, but just to talk about experiences, like I did fall on my head earlier this year, and then the doctors told my partner and me, but I was a bit out of it, that I might have a brain bleed. And they told me I could check myself out, but they recommended I stayed in hospital, but the hospital was very full and they didn't really have beds for me because of the C word. And so I checked myself out, and they said the most important is the first 48 hours. And you have no ability to really acknowledge in that if you are having a brain bleed, because you're kind of crazy when you've hit your head that hard anyway. So yeah, and you're kind of having lots of concussion and dizziness and falling over and all, like not gauging where the door is properly. Like, so you're kind of like really woo. But there is that knowing, they have been very honest with you and told you that. I sometimes think that people that do allopathic medicine, they don't, I mean, maybe they do need to be so honest, but yeah, so that's one experience recently that I've had, and it is just really surrendering into it. Like that might be the end for this body. And when the dizziness was coming on and the like spinning, I already have vertigo, but it was really bad. And it would kind of like come with this like tingling in my ears sound, which reminded me of when I did Wim Hof, like the end of doing many rounds of Wim Hof, like this tingling sound. The body, my body, fear would arise at points in my body, and it's just knowing, deeply knowing that it's okay to die. You've not done anything wrong. And you're not being kicked out of something. You're not being abandoned from something. You are this life. You are what makes up all of this life. It can't go wrong. There's the character that dies and the body that dies, and that would be tragic for people around you. But you, in the end, it's a matter of time. Yeah. I hope it's okay to say that it's just something you can reflect on. And I also really hear you, and sorry to hear about your pain.